So hey guys, next video here is PJ from YaadBall and
Andre Bellings.
And now we're going to be talking about the UCL Champions League draw, and we're going to be doing analysis of the draw and which teams we think are going to go through. So
first of all, let me start off by saying this is probably the best draw that I've seen in years.
Yeah, I mean there aren't a lot of repeat matches. Exactly. You know those matches that we see every single season. We're just kind of tired.
Chelsea,
of this,
PSG,
Man City, Barca.
We're tired of seeing those matches.
We're really tired of them.
Yeah.
So we're glad that they switched up a little. The matches, at first glance, we can say they are fairly balanced. Like for most of the matches, you couldn't outright just say, "Alright, this team are gonna go through," or that team are gonna go
easily.
through.
You can without. I think, for example, like I'm not too sure. Was it last year? Probably last year. Maybe because the quality wasn't as big as it is now. The quality is really good this year in terms of teams that have qualified. But last year, you used to come and look at it and say, "Oh, alright. That's why I'm going to go through that side.
Yeah, but I like how it is this year. So the first match we're going to be looking at would be Dortmund and PSG. PSG, the perennial Champions League failures. the outcome of this project that they've been building since 2010.
That's probably they're probably if we were to build like a team, like a best team of the decade and worst team of the decade, PSG is probably the most disappointing.
Yeah, because I mean, out of the top teams in Europe, PSG with the money they've spent and the stars that they've collected, the fact that they've
have never made a semi-final
for the Champions League is really
incredible.
It's incredible. With some of the players that they've had, the Thiago Silvas, the Zlatan Ibrahimovic.
So currently we have the big Neymar.
The big Neymar, who's entire. If him don't win Champions League with them, his move to PSG was a failure because the league is a given.
But I'm saying again that challenge.
A new challenge.
I got to goddamn France.
Doesn't
make any sense.
But you know, it is what it is. But Dortmund, how the German expert here, what has Dortmund been doing in the Bundesliga this year?
They've been disappointing me, they've been hurting my heart. But I'm a Bundesliga fan, I'm pro Bundesliga, always, regardless. But my thing, what is really pissing me off about Dortmund is they had so much promise. At the beginning of the season, I was saying, yo, this might be the season when we have to say, oh, John, shit. Because I don't know what it is, because the manager was doing very good last season. Excuse me, and this season now they make crucial sign. Them sign Schultz at left back, they need a left back. They brought back Matunas, who is an instrumental centre back, everybody knows that. And they don't have the Vincent in the middle. And they signed Paco from last season. Although Paco fell off, must treat the crowd and make money. And they signed Torgan Hazard, a winger.
Perfect. Real Hazard.
Yeah. Yo, man, people don't look at the video. But even though he's been doing very well in the league. Yeah. But my problem with Dortmund now, them lose too much matches or draw too much matches from winning positions. They aren't finishers. And they're not closing on the matches. And the one thing, all of them have Rice, who is very instrumental. He's the guy. If Rice is absent in any of these matches, they're done for. However, so the problem,
they lack leadership.
You know what I just realized, Payton? This tie-up is a tie-up of the failures.
Oh wow, yeah, because Dortmund has been always second place to Bayern, I guess. But
every season they come with a
PSG's real golden prize is the Champions League. So
I just to battle the failure. Who will battle more? Who is going to battle more?
Well, I mean, looking at the two teams, I think PSG, you have the Neymar, you have Icardi. I think Cavani is rumored to be on his way to Atletico. I'm not sure if it's in the summer or if it's during this window. But you have Mbappe, the big baller. So I feel PSG, they really have the front three to attack Dortmund. Even though Dortmund, they have strength in their front three, because Andre was telling me that
Torgan and Sancho. Torgan right now has 3 goals, 7 assists. Sancho has 9 goals, 9 assists, and this is the league alone, by the way. And Hazard, Rice has 9 goals and 3 assists. So you know the front three is really they're really firing. They're sharing it up between them. Yeah, sharing it up.
But I mean, PSG has a really strong squad in midfield. I think Marquinhos is playing center defensive mid now, and they have Verratti. You have the Di Maria. At the back, Thiago Silva is still going, and who played Kimpembe at left centre back, and then you have Bernat. Bernat has been impressing me actually. Whenever I see him in Champions League,
I actually miss him, to be very honest. But we couldn't keep him because he more play.
He more start. And then at right back, who them have a right back now? Munir. I rated Munir so much. Boy, I really rate Munir. So you know them have a strong side.
And I probably give it to them, to be very honest.
So you give them the edge over
Dortmund? Yeah, definitely. No bias, but they are the better side, no doubt, on paper. And Dortmund is very woeful at the back at times. Because they've been trying to play this. Because they lack us. Then again, they just signed Haaland, so it depends on how Haaland integrates into the side. But because they were lacking in the striking position, because they didn't play Götze, Götze is not really a striker. So because they were lacking, they had to strip formation and start to play 3-4-3. And as a result, they have Zagadou, who is very, very terrible. And Akanji was been shaky, more shaky this season than last season. Even last season was kind of solidish. This season is very, very shaky. They're woeful, and they cannot be woeful against Neymar and Mbappe and
Mbappe will punish you. The kind of pace the pace that they have in PSG's attack, you really can't afford to be having defenders that are absent that will slip up. Exactly. So I think we're both going to agree that PSG takes the PSG Dortmund tie. So next we have the battle of the immovable object against the unstoppable force. So Atletico Madrid, the big defense, reputed for having the strongest backline in world football. And then we have Liverpool, Jurgen Klopp's well-oiled machine. This is probably the tie of the round. Yeah. So who do we think will go through? I mean, boy. It's really a tight one, but you know, I feel like given how Liverpool has been performing this season, and the fact that they've been grinding out results earlier on in the season against when it seems that they were on the back foot and they wouldn't get the 3 points, they've been doing it in the league and even in the Champions League. I think they lost to Napoli once, I think.
Yeah, Napoli. Was it Napoli that lost in the first? No, they didn't lose to Napoli. Did they lose to Napoli? Yeah, I think they lost to Napoli. I'm not even sure. But I remember they Napoli was supposed to, well, not supposed to. Let me not say, but it looks like they won one match. I don't remember how it goes, but Napoli was supposed to win that match. Not supposed to, but people are saying that Napoli would win. They didn't.
And Liverpool has been grinding.
They've been grinding.
And I feel like
not big margins, but
I feel like just the form, the feel good factor from just coming back from the Club World Cup as champions for that. The fact that they're going so well in the league, everything is kind of going for them right now. They don't have any notable injuries. You know, Salah is catching form at the right time. Mane has been exceptional this entire season. Firmino is the only one out of the front two who I think has been a little off the boil, but I feel like he can come good. He usually come good around this time of year, actually, the January period. And when he is unsung, the entire front three clicks, and you know, once they're all firing,
the most underrated player of that, well, the only underrated player of the frontier, of course.
Yeah, but I feel like when everything comes good between all of them, I feel like they should have enough in the tank to probably get it past Atletico. I mean, Atletico right now is Costa and Morata.
Yeah, no, João Felix is back.
João Felix, oh yes, how can I forget the Portuguese one?
He's back. So he's working his way into the side, and he brings a different dynamic. He's a very good ball and like dribbles very well. He distributes, he does a lot. So it to be honest, it just depends on who feels like having the better day. For me, I also have to agree with you. I definitely think it's Liverpool going to go through, but I could be wrong. We could be wrong. I think Madrid might just show. Who knows if they have a say in maybe Korea, who knows?
I will know that Oblak is going to have a really great game against Salah,
in the world, of course,
because you know they're really going to rain down shots. But if there's one team have the wherewithal to withstand Liverpool's attack, it is Atletico Madrid. So we're not going to sit there and underrate Atletico's defense, because they've proven time and time again that they can stand up to almost any attack and come out victorious, and they only really need one chance. We know that they're notorious for being set piece specialists, so they only need one chance for the big centre halves to come forward and just clap one in, and that might just be it for Jurgen Klopp. But I'm pretty sure if Klopp had to choose between UCL and the Premier League title, he would pick the Premier League. But with the cushion that they have now, I think they can afford to
a little bit, can just to focus
to give the necessary attention. They have enough of a gap can put the proper amount of attention towards Champions League to defend the title successfully. So we're going to give, both of us are going to vote to give Liverpool this one.
Alright. The next match we have now Atalanta versus Valencia. These are two teams that are doing very averagely in their leagues. I think Atalanta is 8th.
8th? No, well, Napoli is 8th right now, but I think they're thereabouts.
And Valencia is also around 6th or 7th.
I think so. But you see with Atalanta, they have a player that I liked very much, Luis Muriel.
Oh.
I rated Muriel a lot, but I don't know. It's like this thing is not really happening for him right now. He's a player that is very good on the ball, like dribbling wise or whatever. But whenever he gets into the final, it's like he just loses his head and the shot is always right at the keeper or off target. But the real big man for him is Duvan Zapata. You know, when Zapata is answered, he's scoring the goals, and I feel like he will always give them a chance to move forward. So with Valencia though, I think their number 9 is a player that was linked to my side West Ham for a while in the summer. Mario Gomez. No. The striker man. Gomez in name Gomez, but I don't remember what the Gomez is.
Last me really follow that.
He is Colombian, I think. No, not Colombian. Uruguay. He's Uruguay. A striker. Plays in La Liga. Before he moved to Valencia, he was playing for Celta Vigo. Anyway, he's a big target man, number 9. He score when he feels to score. Kind of erratic sometimes with the shooting and whatnot. But I feel like Valencia, with the captain Parejo, always stringing the balls in the middle. I feel like they have a chance.
Remember when I used to follow Valencia when they were better than this? Even last year when people were saying, "Yo, Valencia, Iceman and them."
Yeah.
But he has always been that passing midfielder.
Yeah, Parejo is really unfortunate to be in this generation of Spain where they have so many great midfielders that they really just can't break.
You can never even think about seeing that side.
Exactly, but he's a really exceptional player. And I feel like this is one of those matches that can go either way. But if I was to call it, I'm probably going to edge towards the Atalanta because
there's a footballer in Atalanta that I read the most.
Ilicic?
No, Alejandro. Ilicic is very good, but
Paco Gomez. Bad baller.
Very good.
I know of him, man. I've seen him play a couple of times, even though he's very small.
Yes.
The man is fast, the man is skillful and everything. Shoot.
He does not play.
He really has
baller that man. So I have to give props to them man there. That's why I'd probably go with you and say Atalanta. Why I feel like we agree on most everything else.
Yeah, we need to disagree. But I mean, if we're right. We will see. We will see what happens, and you guys let us know as well in the comments which side you think will progress. But next match we'll have Spurs against Leipzig. So we are the EPL man and you are the German man. So we're gonna say which one we think are going to go.
Leipzig. No, I'm leaving that itch. I'm leaving that wait for him. Leipzig. Let me tell you why.
Alright.
Let me tell you why.
Make it talk.
Leipzig is currently the Bundesliga leaders. Maybe they're not changing, but no, they're not changing by the time when this. But Leipzig is, how do I put it this way? Them don't know how to not score. Them come in like ants. You see when ants smell sweets, them got run up on it, or piranha when them smell blood. No man, and them that. The last couple of matches that Leipzig have played, I remember the last match they played before the Bundesliga went off and winter holiday was Dortmund, the 3-3. Match before that 3-1. Match before that 3. So then and them have the highest winner of the season, 8-0. They do not know how to stop scoring. They play aggressive counter-attacking football. If you lose the ball, 5 of them that lean on your back. They play a formation. Now them sticking to it. But the Nagelsmann is a madman. He plays many different formations. But the one that he plays right now is kind of like I don't want to say back 3, back 5, but you see because Klosterman and they have Klosterman on the right, and on the left they have Hastenberg. Those two men, they love attack and they love defend. They're there. They're always there. And they play very, very wide. I'm talking hug the sidelines type of wide. So they'll be there. So at the moment they lose the ball, they give the ball to them, they hoof it up, they pass it to Forsberg or Marcel Sabitzer in the midfield. Then pass it around, and then you have the guy who has 18 goals already this season,
Timo Werner.
And they also have Patrick Schick.
My ball on that.
Yes. So they play very good ball, and Tottenham is
Tottenham's defense is very shaky right now.
to say the least.
But you see with Tottenham, Mourinho, he has proven pedigree at this level in the Champions League.
That's the only problem.
You know, and even though their defense is very shaky, and Harry Kane, I think, has just sustained a hamstring injury, so I don't know if he'll be back in time.
Exactly.
If he does come back, that will play a big factor in if Spurs stand a chance to progress. But for Spurs, I feel like you have human son, Ronaldo, not the South Korean, you know, general. So I mean, he's their star attacking player when Kane is out. Even when Kane is he's the one that picks up the flag. And you have Lucas Moura, who in the Champions League was their savior last season, even though them standing at the final. But I mean, I feel like even if Kane is out, they can probably play like a front two with them and 5 at the back, and try to make if Mourinho can get the defense sorted, which is a big if. But if there's anybody can sort out the defense, it's Jose Mourinho. So I feel like I have to give it just based on the fact that it's Mourinho. I'm going to give it to him. I'm going to give it to Spurs and feel like he can pull something out of the bag.
So for me, one of the next reason why I make this too long, you know. One of the next reason why I thought about it and decided that Leipzig will go through. Mourinho is without a doubt one of the greatest managers that we have witnessed. However, it's just past his prime, to be very honest with you. I'm not going to say that he's not good. He's washed up. He's definitely not washed up. He's not like a Ancelotti on Monday. Yes, because I want to like washed up. But he's not at the state where he was. Where if my man say, "Oh, I was a man playing," a man say, "Jesus Christ." More about him.
So he doesn't have the fear factor that he did back in the day.
As well as his Spurs. So you see me, Spurs defense we know is not good, terrible, and them concede too many late goals. Look at the first 2 matches when they come back, leading 3. And then them concede 2 goals at the end. That makes sense? That don't make no sense.
That is true. But I don't know. I'm still going to give it to I'm going to give Jose the benefit of the doubt for now. I will see what happens. So I say Spurs and he says Leipzig. So next we have Napoli Barca. For this one I think is pretty clear cut. Napoli not in a good place right now. So this is probably one of the most straightforward matches. I think it's Barca. I don't think Napoli will be able to withstand Messi and why? I don't know. Barca just them seem like they're really on it. Seem like, even though the fans have been complaining that maybe the football isn't what they've grown to expect, but I feel like they're going to pull through against Napoli in my eyes at least. I don't think we're going to have a repeat of the Roma situation, but you know I feel like Barca has what it takes to pull through for this one. What you say?
Well, definitely. The Messi the thing is, it's not just Messi, even though it is just Messi, but they also have. Even though Griezmann isn't playing the role that everyone thought he played, everybody was thinking, alright, Suarez is aging, he's being pushed out. No, left wing. I don't know what the hell Valverde claims he's doing, but he must know. So, but I definitely think Barca has the wherewithal to push through. And that's just that.
So that's that. Barca for Barca against Napoli. And then we have Chelsea against your side now.
You see the bad? I dead. I want them to them. Make them run up.
Chelsea against Bayern. I personally, for this one, alright, Frank has been doing good things at Chelsea. They've been kind of stumbling a bit lately, but they've kind of found it back. I think they beat Tottenham and they beat, which other side did they beat recently? A big side.
Oh, Chelsea?
Yeah, they beat Tottenham and they beat another side recently.
There's no side them.
But I feel like Chelsea, they're doing bits. Tammy Abraham is scoring the goals for them. He stepped up to the plate. Pulisic has been blowing hot and cold because like he had a stretch where he was going really well and like he's still underlying stats are still there for him. Like he's shooting and he's still shooting, but he's not scoring. But Willian has been doing very well this season. Willian is a guy that really I never rated very much Willian because he was kind of one-dimensional for me. But he has been coming on leaps and bounds this season. He has been playing very well. Kind of keeping Pedro on the backbone burner and Hudson out of the team. In the 10 you have Mason Mount who started the season very strongly. Kind of been off the boil lately, but he has his matches where he's really dominant and imposes himself in the Chelsea attack. But I mean, for Bayern Munich, you've been telling me that their defense kind of is ailing.
Yeah, it's very shaky defensively because it's a makeshift backline. Right now I have Alphonso Davies, who's a Canadian who was signed to play left wing. He has to play left back right now. He's been doing decently enough. He He does what the early Alaba used to do. Take on boys, run, and embarrass them and show them that they're boys. But then whipping the cross to find Robert Lewandowski's foot, who is now the greatest striker in the generation, a joke. But I realized that in our backline, even though it's a little makeshift right now, they've been doing okay enough for the backline. I have Kimmich playing right back right now, but not necessarily fully right back. Because I also have Pavard who plays right back mainly. Sula is out injured, Hernandez is out injured, Boateng is out of a brain. These things are happening at the side. However,
you feel like
Hernandez is back.
Hernandez is back and he's a big centre.
And he's a big centre back. So I even not worry too tough. I dead them boy, they're dead. I mean, me still carry vengeance. Yeah, from 2012 me eat to now. Remember me telling you that. We're moving on. For
me, I don't know. Bayern has always traditionally been a big side in Europe, and in the Champions League they always show their pedigree. I feel between these two, I'm not sure that Chelsea has enough in the tank or is ready for the animal that is Bayern Munich right now, especially with the informed Robert Lewandowski. And honestly, for this one, I kind of would have to back Bayern, because Bayern really just have the firepower, and Chelsea is going to concede goals. Chelsea is going to concede goals. If it's one thing about them can't keep a clean sheet. So I don't see them starting that out. Kepa is a good shot stopper, but sometimes he has his mistakes in him, and you can't have a mistake with Robert Lewandowski. So I'm going to say Bayern Munich for this time. Next, we have my side, mighty Real Madrid against Manchester City.
This is another tie.
Wow, Pep the ball-headed tacticians meet. And what can I say about this one, really?
Boy.
You know, the season has been kind of, for us, we're doing very well domestically. We're challenging Barca for the title.
Doing very well. To be very honest, they're doing better than I thought.
Yeah.
At the beginning of the season, I said that even though I will maintain my stance, the Madrid not going to win a trophy this year. However,
it's a lot of talk over there.
Yeah, it's a lot of talk.
Your league kind of easy to win. If I tell you that, you know. But I feel like we've been doing very well. Even though the football at times will be kind of very dependent on Karim Benzema, because Hazard hasn't been scoring the goals, even though he's not necessarily a goal scorer. And he's more creative, and he does link up well with the other attackers when he plays. But I feel like if something were to happen to Benzema, or if Benzema is not unsung in these matches against Manchester City, we're going to have a problem. But what we have in our favour is that Manchester City's backline is terrible right now. They didn't sign a defender in the summer. And they have
Pep nothing got a big 50 million by next centre back
in the transfer in the January. Who is there for them? But I mean, I feel like if their current defensive setup is what they come into this match against us with, we have a very good chance to beat them, because their backline just isn't ready right now.
Yeah. I definitely have City to lose this. Simply because I just don't rate how them play. I just not rating how them looking. They're not looking like
this season. They're not looking like the Manchester City of the last 2 seasons.
They're not looking like the City.
They look very fragile. They look fragile.
Also, they do not have one thing that is very important in this big competition that we call the Champions League. Pedigree. They do not have pedigree.
That's true.
We're talking about the team. Madrid is not only the team of the decade, they're not just the team of the century, they are the team of the Champions League. They are a Champions League, a film bread and butter.
I mean, this is only big facts, but you know, we have to give City their respect. On their day, they have Kun Aguero, they have Raheem Sterling. If Leroy Sané is fit and is not off to Bayern Munich in this January window, he might have a very big say in the outcome of his time.
When is the match? February? Will he be back then?
I mean, the 18th of, when is it? It is the 26th of February. I think Sané should be ready. Yeah, because I think he's started back like light training.
But the thing is, you know, look at it this way too also. Do you know that every single time that normally City gets easy draws, right? Every single time that City gets their draws, they lose the very first challenging or supposed challenge. Last season, I don't remember who them jump out to, but it was a very, very easy draw. I remember distinctly. It was a very easy draw, and people say, of course, City get the penalty draw. Then them buck up in a Spurs. A Spurs? No. Spurs.
Yeah, Spurs with a handball.
And thumping them face. I saw Pep never know what to do with himself. The season before that, or Remember what them lose the season before that? The season before that, them get to our next idiot side, then them buck up in a Liverpool, thumping them face again. The season before that, them get to our easy side, beat the side, buck up in a Monaco, who was supposed to be another easy side, thumping her face.
That is true.
Any little challenge.
They kind of suffer from the PSG
because them now have an X factor.
Well, I mean, Kunagura can be and Debren can be considered X factor players, but I feel like for them to beat Madrid side,
because they've all been there, done that, you know.
Yeah, I mean it's our competition. So for them to beat a Madrid side, they're going to have to be at their best, and they've shown no signs of being at their best this season.
Exactly.
So I feel like we are going to really take this one. I could be proven wrong. I hope not, but I feel like at the moment I would have to back us to be the better side and. Well, the first match at home, so hopefully we can get probably like a clean sheet there. That's very hopeful, but we should be able to score 2 goals against their backline. I'm hoping. So hopefully we can pull through for that. So we're both saying Madrid for that one. And lastly we have Leon and Juventus.
This now is the easiest draw. No, probably not easiest.
But I mean, it's Depay and Co. who really is alright. Who they have striking is between Depay and Dembele. Dembele still strikes.
Yeah, he still strikes, but Depay is
the man.
The man for them. Basically.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like as I said, it's kind of straightforward. Juventus have, I think they just signed a player. I don't even can't pronounce his name. This year, I think Palmer play for.
Yeah, Palmer play for.
Or right winger. Yeah, and this is what they do. They just strengthen. They just continuously strengthen and strengthen. That's how they dominate.
They literally don't need to buy him right now.
Exactly.
Them say, what you say? You look like you're sick, you know. Forward.
Easy. But I mean, Juventus, I feel like they're going to come out on top in this. I don't think Leon is going to have what it takes to stand up against them.
I mean, what we're talking about? We're talking about the Douglas Costas, we're talking about the Dybalas, we're talking about the
Cristiano Ronaldo.
As Martin Tyler and Alan Smith would say, you have the great man, Cristiano. But I'm them on there.
Can they really come up against Juventus right now? And I don't know. I don't think Leon really stands a chance. So this one is probably more straightforward. It would be a real shock if Juventus were not to get
to be very honest.
So in totality, you just run back through all of them from top to bottom. Between Borussia Dortmund and PSG, I chose PSG to go through. And
I chose PSG as well.
But Atletico Madrid and Liverpool, we both chose Liverpool. Atalanta and Valencia, we both chose Atalanta. But I chose Tottenham between Spurs and Leipzig.
Bulls.
He chose Leipzig. Napoli and Barca, we both said Barca. Chelsea and Bayern, both said Bayern. Madrid and Man City, both said Madrid. And for Leon and Juventus, we both said Juventus. But you guys let us know if you think we're completely wrong, or let us know what you think about who is going to go through. And
also, you guys remember to follow us on Twitter and on Instagram at YaadBall TV. The links should be somewhere over there.
Yes.
That's been
it for this episode, and we'll see you next time on YaadBall.
Also remember to drop a like and to subscribe as well. It's been real.
Peace out.